Hey, fans of the Monday Movie Club. This week, Annie picked Downsizing from 2017, which is number 5,495 on the Franken list.
Just out of curiosity, what is the bottom of the Franken list? I
Well,
don't know
here's
what the
the
movie,
thing.
the number.
I'm thinking like
Oh,
6,000.
and not quite. But here's the thing. It's not obviously not every movie ever
No,
made. So
of
it's
course
not,
not. Yeah.
Yeah.
yeah. So the only reason this one is on here is because we chose it for the movie club. So when
Right.
we make our selections, I add them all to the Franken list.
Right. I understand that. So my question is this at the bottom of the list?
I'm going to see what number I'm up to. All right. Meanwhile, I'm Frank Gaffney. With us is Joel. Joel, you don't have any downsizing things in your
I'm
collection?
just generally downsizing everything in the house
You
Yeah,
wish.
you're downsizing.
Over the next
Oh,
nine
you are the
years.
over the next nine
opposite. You
years.
are the opposite of downsizing. You're upsizing all the time.
Did you just call
Upsizing.
me fat?
All right. So
Are you
no. So
body
this is
shaming me?
yes, I am. I'm hoard shaming you. You're a hoard.
Horde shaming you.
Okay. This is number 5495. There are 5916. And
Wow,
you know
so
what
about
number
500 movies
5916
below
is?
this.
There's 500 movies, yeah. And you know what number 5916 is?
No.
We
No.
discussed it before. Heart Beeps from 1981. And it's only on there because it got an Oscar nomination.
Yes,
All
but
right,
we have
so
not watched that as a group. You have watched that.
I've never seen it.
But it's
We're
on the
watching it
Franken
next year.
list.
I didn't get to all 5,916 films yet.
Slacker.
I will tell you this just based on having seen Heartbeeps, although it's been a while, it's better than this movie.
Wow, Joel, you hate this movie.
All right, so we have, okay, continuing. Mark Wotis Gardner, no picture up. Goldfuck, sometimes Cringer. Cringer was here at the very beginning, but
Yeah, now he's again right there.
I saw a tail come in. And Annie King in her kitchen where she belongs. All right, Annie, why downsizing?
Well, when it came out, thought it was a cute premise, and never got to go see it. So I try to put things I've never seen that I had wanted to see on the list. So
That's a good criteria for this group. Okay, so here's the plot. Mild-mannered therapist Paul
Sophronic.
Safronic, played by Matt Damon, and his wife Audrey, played very briefly by Kristen Wiig,
Yeah.
decide to undergo a process in which scientists shrink people down to miniature size. I believe they're 5 inches, about the same size as Mark's penis, to live in small communities. And Christoph Waltz, 2 weeks in a row. Although
Yes, I have a note on that.
not a great part for him this time.
Agree if you're watching Only Murders in the Building.
That's right.
So let's rename this one Honey, I Shrunk Society.
I
That's
like
right.
that.
Okay, but at the time, it was a little controversial, and I remember this because it received backlash for its portrayal of Ngoc Lan Tran, a Vietnamese dissident who was forcibly downsized, and some critics felt that it was a caricature of a Vietnamese immigrant because of her thick accent and broken English, which is a little cringeworthy and used for laughs. And
Knowing she doesn't speak like that, I thought she did a great job.
yeah, and normally,
But it was torture.
yeah, and some other and the kindness of it, and other people said, she was just an abrasive busybody and only existed to help the male protagonist have a moral awakening. But she did get nominated for a Golden Globe, something. Yeah. And she's actually Thai. She was born in a Thai
Yeah.
refugee camp to Vietnamese parents. And she said she wanted audiences to see the woman beyond her accent and felt the character was more layered than critics suggested.
I agree. I agree.
I
Maybe
thought she
she-
only had one good scene.
maybe she was more layered in her head.
The what was the good scene?
Her monologue where she actually really cried. She did a good job.
I saw the cry come out. Yeah, that was good.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And and I agree with it. Annie. It's a great premise, but it was really kind of squandered. I don't get it. And then going from being a kind of quirky comedy in the beginning to a very serious drama about it's a little confusing and disappointing. And there were so many other characters and subplots that just kind of were like, all right, we're done with that. Goodbye. So, and all of this is even more disappointing because it's Alexander Payne who wrote and directed it. And I'm going to list some of his credits just to prove it to you. Election, About Schmidt, Sideways, The Descendants with George Clooney, and even George Clooney, you know him. And even a TV movie, Citizen Ruth, which is a great movie. All very good films. And even, oh, it
You left
didn't come
out the
through.
holdovers.
Wait, I'm getting to that,
Oh,
Joel.
okay.
And some really good movies that he only directed, Nebraska. And that's quite the resume. And this was 2017. This blemish broke his resounding successes.
Yeah, but all those are quirky movies, I would say.
But good quirky movies. And then 6 years until he made his next movie after this one. Obviously, he was so disappointed as well. Till he made The Holdovers with Paul Giamatti and his eyeball.
Who was also in Sideways, so he must like him. Yeah.
Well, Paul Giamatti was originally supposed to be in this as well, in the Matt Damon role, which
And he thought better of it, obviously.
well, I think there was a scheduling conflict or something. So
Well, and Matt Damon is certainly a bigger movie star.
sure, but what
So
did that
it
do
took,
for the movie?
here's my
It-
observations while watching. It took 9 minutes to get to Matt Damon. And then I wrote NPH. Oh, okay. It's just a cameo. Lots of cameos.
Yeah.
James Van Der Beek. And then I was like, why are they taking their teeth out? Because the fillings won't shrink because it's metal.
No, but they could take the fillings out. The teeth should shrink just like your bones. It makes no
Yeah,
sense.
the teeth. Yeah.
Yeah, but it was
sometimes-
easier to take the whole tooth out than just the filling.
Yeah. So you can't get all the metal out of the tooth.
Also, you'd be in a
never
lot of
said it's
pain
nuts.
then if they took the filling out, no?
But they would fix it.
And why shave everything?
Yeah, the hair never
Wouldn't-
made sense.
Yeah.
It was
Yeah.
idiotic.
Eyebrows, everything. Yep.
Yeah. How does your hair not shrink?
Yeah.
It doesn't. It would be like you'd have these big hairs. All
You'd
right.
be like
Anyway,
Cousin It.
Yes.
Yes.
well, they gave it all some thought, obviously. And then the penises,
Yes.
but not Matt's. That's what
Oh.
led me to looking it up.
His ass. He showed his ass a couple times.
He did.
Yeah.
And then 36 minutes till we actually get to shrinkage. But picking them up with the spatulas was baby laugh out loud.
Oh my God, I have a note on that. That's great.
And her bringing, you want a snack? And then she brings in the big ass crap.
Also,
Yeah,
I have a note on that.
Made me laugh. 53 minutes till we get to Christoph Waltz. And it was cute and almost funny, and then it completely crashed. The world's coming to an end, even the little world. It was more than a little torturous. And when Matt Damon said to Locke, what is this all about? I was thinking the exact same thing. What is it all about? And at the same moment, I said to myself, what kind of fuck are you giving me? That's
Tony
what I thought.
Curtis.
So 2.5 stars for me. Definitely a missed opportunity from a really good filmmaker, which makes it doubly disappointing. Aim, were you tortured?
Was this the first time for everyone?
No,
Yes.
you've seen it.
No.
I saw it once before.
Wow.
Why didn't you
I don't
tell
even-
me not to put it on?
I thought you loved this movie. I didn't know this was your first time. How do I know?
How do I
He
know?
I don't even remember this movie, much less ever saw it.
Oh,
But
you don't
my ver-
remember it actually being released?
No. But my very first note was, oh my God, this is some cast, because the cameos were fabulous.
Yeah.
And then, oh
They
my
were
God,
also
this-
fabulous in Unfrosted. So let's just keep that in mind.
Oh my God, they're scooping the newly downsized people off the spatulas. And bringing him the full-size saltine was adorable. I thought, okay, this is going to be a fun movie. You would think any full-size person talking to the tiny people would just completely blast their eardrums out, and the wind coming out of their mouths would just kill them. But no, a lot of we'll take it with a grain.
But the little people sometimes had megaphones to be heard.
I did notice that, and then I realized, well, it's because there was a party and music. Because So every other time they could hear them, which is
Yeah.
still silly. And then, my God, when he signed the divorce paper, it's like he purposely wrote it extra small. Nobody writes like that. And use your head, write it big, you idiot. Fucking Alexander Payne. What the fuck? If I hear, you come with me one more time, I'm going to throw this phone. Who is this awful actress? You come with me. Fucking hated her, except for the monologue. And then, good Lord, the party at Christoph Waltz's house was absolutely never ending. And that was the problem with this movie. It did not need to be 2 hours and 15 minutes long. And had I not wasted all this time, I would be in the middle of episode 5 of The Pit right now, as opposed to the beginning of episode 3. Thank you, Annie. There's some very good concepts that I definitely enjoyed, like his wife changing her mind. My guess was that she would have been one of the 250,000 people who got hurt from the downsizing. I didn't expect her to check out. But then it was just ridiculous how you just never hear from her again. Bring her back, something. Let us see what's happening. I also like how the horrible Vietnamese woman lived on the other side of the wall. It was hard to tell, was the sunlight guard up on their side, because it shouldn't have been on the other side of the wall, and they should have all gotten burned up. Just a lot of little plot holes. There better be a point to this movie. There better be a point in this movie to all of these scenes with the Vietnamese woman. She was in it for so much before we realized why she should be there. And it was just, what is going on with this horrible character? I'm sorry, I'm talking a lot. I loved when the Norwegian guy told the group on the boat that one way or the other, the earth will purge itself. And one of the possibilities was a pandemic. Something similar was said in a movie we watched just a few months ago, how a pandemic is just going to wipe out the entire planet. And I love that we went through that. I'm still going.
After this movie.
Yeah. Vietnamese woman asking him what kind of fuck you give me, and then listing the 8 American fucks was just unbearable. I can't believe this scene. Second only to earlier when she was sleeping on the boat. Of course, she fell asleep within 30 seconds of him standing there talking to her. And
Yeah,
he gave her a look, and I said,
I could do that, no problem.
yeah, I thought, well, only Frank could do this. I did. And then he gave her a look while she was sleeping. And I thought, oh my God, Matt, don't you dare lean in and kiss her. That's such a bullshit thing. I hate that. And she's been nasty to him for 95% of this movie. But now he's looking at her, look, oh, I'm going to just lean in and pull a Donald Trump and kiss her.
Well,
And then, oh my God.
grab his pussy.
But he has said he can just walk up to women and shove his tongue down their throat because he's a celebrity. And then he grossly said, oh my God, I thought you were. And then he cut off. What, Matt, sleeping? So you could go fucking kiss her while she's sleeping? Fuck you.
I just, for a second, I didn't think that he thought she was sleeping. I thought he was going to say, I thought you were giving me signals or something.
Right.
With her eyes closed, like.
No, before that.
He was nasty to him for a whole hour. Give me a break.
She wasn't like drooling.
Yeah.
She had just fallen asleep. If she fell asleep.
That's a signal?
Maybe. All right, let's move on.
I can't believe Alexander Payne wrote and directed this movie. I'm almost done, I'm sorry. I love how when Matt Damon joined the tunnel cult in Norway, he suddenly found a 60s beatnik hippie shirt. Finally, I wrote, I feel like a more well-written script would have had, that was Kristen Wiig. I liked the concept, and it could have been a really good, interesting movie, but he just fucking blew it. It sucked. But I'll give it 2.25 stars. I didn't hate it. If it was on again and I was forced to watch it, I'd be like, okay, fine. I've seen a lot worse in this movie club.
Amy, maybe Matt Damon's character had a foot fetish or a lack of foot fetish.
It's like there's no foot there.
Like the opposite of Quentin Tarantino.
Yeah.
God, that was long. I'm sorry.
All right. No, you could talk as long as you want. Joel goes on for hours.
Exactly.
Joel.
I agree with Amy.
Okay. That's it.
Next.
Great. Next.
Yeah, completely. Look, there are tons of better movies that use the shrinking concept. I actually just had watched a couple of weeks ago The Incredible Shrinking Man from the 50s. And that's a cheesy sci-fi film that had a point to it. This had, as Amy said, it had some great concepts, but at the end of the day, the sum is not equal to the parts. Great cast, great concept, but it's just it doesn't do what it needs to
And
do.
Joe, don't you agree with me? We expect more from Alexander Payne.
Oh, I expect a lot more from Alexander Payne, just based on his resume. And thankfully he recovered from this nicely with the holdovers. Let's see what he does next.
That was
But
good.
I
Yeah.
I I'd say, the Incredible Shrinking Woman is a better movie than this, and that's a terrible 80s comedy with Lily Tomlin.
Lee
I
Tomlin.
remember that, yeah.
So, that's all I got to say. It's
And really 2.25?
yeah, 2.25.
Okay. The if we're going to briefly discuss the holdovers, I felt it pandered a little too much.
Yeah, but it's still like 10 times better than this.
Yes.
That's what I meant.
Mark,
Recovered from that.
now you had already seen it. And
I had
here
seen
you
it.
are for dipping here.
I am, and I have a lot of the same notes as already been said. I saw it once before and I liked it, but it wasn't very memorable to me. I didn't remember a lot of it. So, and that's kind of what I think everyone here would be saying in 3 years from now if we
Well,
watched it again.
we call that Amy-itis.
Yes. And I wrote, Frank, did you purposely put two Christoph Waltz movies back to back? I
No,
like the cast, but wow, they managed to make Kristen Wiig completely unfunny. Just wasted. And Jason Sudeikis, who I do find funny, but he has the same shtick. I know, Frank, you're not a big fan, but it was his same shtick for 2 minutes and then he was just gone. It's wasted opportunities.
yeah.
Um,
And the Kristen Wiig thing, I thought, oh, look at her trying to be a dramatic actress. I like that.
she did a full frontal nudity in some movie where she was very serious.
She was nominated for an Oscar.
Kristen Wiig was?
Yeah.
The movie she did, I think, with Bill Hader.
Is that what it was? Okay. Oh, that's funny because the two of them were on SNL together as the Californians.
Yeah.
I do have to say that the drunk guy at the bar before they shrank had some valid points. He had some good arguments. I know at least two of you.
That's where I thought it was going to be more like, but go ahead, Mom.
Yeah.
Oh.
Well, it's funny you were just saying. So two of you at least I know enjoyed all the penis. Possibly three of you. I'm not sure how Annie stands on that topic.
But when you said that, it was all pictures. I was like, oh my God, we're gonna see it, but it was just pictures.
There was a couple of.
I saw no human
live
penis.
penises. Yes,
No, when they took the tops off, when they took the blankets off, you saw a couple.
Yeah, definitely.
Some of them were rather small because you couldn't even see them, but some of them were quite noticeable. I certainly wish they had followed the female shrinking procedure instead for that reason.
I did think, finally, thank God, we get to see the men and not the fucking women.
And I'll be honest, obviously I would have rather seen the women, but I give them credit for something different, for sure. And I have the same note you guys all said. For me, it's a very interesting concept, although something I would never do. But the movie is just missing something. I don't know. I did enjoy the ending with the vault and rebooting mankind. It was fun. I liked that enough, but I don't really need to see it again. So 2.5.
I just want to add one quick thing when you're talking about the end there. I did appreciate the fact that when they were all in the vault and they blew up the thing at the end, it was like a train model. It wasn't.
Yes, exactly.
Totally laughed.
Yeah, that was funny.
Well,
that was one of my few laugh out louds.
The special effects were great. And I loved it when they were on the boat and the water was big, because you can't really shrink water, and it was big water. It wasn't
except the mountain ranges behind them did not look like they were bigger. They just
Thank you.
Like they were typical mountain ranges.
I agree. I had a problem with that water scene actually. Yeah.
Yeah.
Although the floating vodka I thought was very funny.
Right.
Giant.
Yeah, you could use one bottle for a whole year.
Jeez.
But
yeah.
actually, one of the things, I'm sorry to jump in again, but I did watch the trailer after the film because I vaguely remembered when it came out that it was marketed as a comedy.
Yeah.
And the trailer is very much marketed in that sense. And I think that's really where the movie failed completely. But there are some interesting scenes in the trailer that are not in the finished film. There's a brief clip of those vodka bottles being tapped and people coming up with buckets to fill their vodka and stuff. And, so
that is funny.
The trailer made it seem like Matt Damon was stuck in this dead end job at a call center and wanted to get out of it, and you quickly realize no, he's not. That has nothing to do with anything. So
that's why it's called marketing.
Yeah. Anyway,
so Annie King, you picked it. You never saw it before.
I thought it was a good idea. It seemed really interesting to be, the whole concept of like your money going so much further now. And so for me, it was like, who's making all these tiny things? Like there must be
Yeah.
a great market,
Yeah.
like a new job to make all these.
And
Right.
they made a lot of stuff
Um,
very quickly.
yeah.
Yeah,
Well, I mean, 10 years go by before, and then
that's true.
and I'm like, that's kind of a interesting thing. And the guy at the bar talking about it was very interesting too. And I thought that's where it was going. Like, how is this fair and whatnot? And
Yeah, and I think it is necessary in a good comedy to have a nice base, and this absolutely set it up beautifully, like it was a
yes,
real thing.
yeah. And then like it just went nowhere. And I'm like, what happened? Like I was enjoying it, and then I'm like, oh, I don't get any of this
Yeah.
at
And
the
scenes that
end.
just wouldn't end.
Yeah, and then like also it was interesting that there were like the other side, the slums,
Yeah.
like they've just portrayed like, oh, you want to be downsized, it's
Well, I
so
thought
great.
specific to that, they said there's no crime there, no whatever, and then he sees, wait a minute, you're trafficking drugs and this and that
Yeah,
and whatever. So
yeah,
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 It's
yeah.
not just that, it's also, you think about the way they've marketed this great thing for society, yet at the same time, the government is, or governments, certain governments are still using it to just punish people.
Yeah,
Okay,
by
we're going to shrink this
downsizing them
dissident
against
down
the
to
will. Yeah.
5 inches and throw her in, away.
Maybe
Put you in
maybe
a
that
box.
maybe that would have been the interesting part of the movie to see that it actually was being used nefariously.
Yeah.
nefariously. Ooh,
Nice.
good word.
Yeah, well, it's just like, sending all your criminals to Australia, right?
Right,
Just
Yeah.
get
Yeah.
rid of them
right.
somehow. But yeah, there was some great funny parts. The whole with the spatula. I didn't understand the hair. I would think the hair just shrunk with you, but it's organic. And so many things that they were able to get to such tiny sizes, But where it
But they
stopped,
couldn't get small crackers, obviously.
yeah, the thing that stopped it for me was like when he went on that when he was seeing that single mom date
Oh
thing.
yeah.
And then he goes to the party and he takes that drug. That's where it ended for me. I was like, okay, this movie is now just going off the rails.
And
And
if you're gonna take a pill and fake it just to be cool, put it under your tongue. Don't swallow it and then go try to throw it up. Come on.
That was dumb. Yeah.
According to online AIs, the hair would remain full size and become a major physical problem after being shrunk because the movie's technology shrinks living tissue and external non-living biological materials like hair would become impossibly long and painful.
Um,
okay, thank you very much then.
Okay.
Yeah.
Possibly long and painful.
It's funny because so often a movie will have two characters talking to each other, and that's their way of explaining to us what's
Right,
happening. And
right.
so often it's like, oh, come on, we know this. We don't need this. This time we actually
We
needed that.
needed it. Yeah.
Yeah,
And they didn't give it to
Tell
yeah,
us
us.
about it. Would have been nice.
yeah. Why
Yeah.
the hair and why the fillings?
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah,
So
but there was a point where didn't somebody say, "No, my wife can't go because she has a fake
The
something,
woman said her husband has a
a
hip
knee
replacement, so he
hip
can't
replacement."
go, which that
Right.
makes sense. So I can't
Yeah.
go either. But yeah, that makes 100% sense. That's metal in your body. Yeah.
That pacemakers. Yeah.
Yeah.
You do realize that one of the other things they did is they gave him an enema while they were,
Yeah. I
shaving
read
him.
that. Yeah.
Yeah, because the
Okay.
poop inside, the inside would not
It's
shrink.
organic too. What?
Not, no.
Something about it is not, maybe it's not living tissue or
Yeah,
something, but you would just end up shrinking in a pile of shit.
yeah.
yes, well, and then also I thought like the concept, like you can't have everyone shrink because you need somebody big to shrink them all.
Yeah.
Yeah.
True, true.
Yeah, but yeah, for me, it started out funny. It started out as a good, concept thing, and then it just, I don't know where it went. So 2.5 for me.
And Amy, sorry, Annie, did you also find like at the end when the Norwegians were building this colony to save humankind, it's not humankind, it's 5 inches worth of it. So it's going to be a completely different in hundreds of years when they're the only ones living, they're going to come out and they're going to all get eaten by like mosquitoes and stuff like that. Like I feel like they're still not going to really save the species because it's
Yeah.
not the same species.
No, but they would still live in their little bubble where there's no mosquitoes.
But eventually they'll come out and repopulate the Earth. That's the whole plan of this.
Yeah, and
And
8,000.
They
Yeah.
have to
Yeah.
figure
by
out
that point,
how to blow them back up.
something else. Who's going to do that? There's nobody
Well,
left. Everyone else died.
They said the procedure was not reversible.
Yes.
Oh yeah,
So,
yeah.
and B, who's going to be there if all the rest of humanity's dead?
Nobody.
Nobody.
Yeah.
And by then,
So they would
another
still live in
species
their
may
little
have
trunk
another
society.
species may have come out and become the new apex predator. I don't know.
Yeah.
Well,
But
look at you writing the sequel.
That's right.
I
But
think
it
it takes
also
longer than 8,000 years, but
Yeah,
that reminds me that I was thinking there's no way the society could survive without bugs. You need pollinators and all that shit. You know.
yeah.
Yes, what they should have done is learn a way to like make bigger like carrots and stuff so that
Oh,
like
yeah.
one carrot would feed like 5 families.
We need our bees.
Yes, we do.
I love how we're trying to fix a movie we hate.
well, I don't hate the movie. It's just
No,
I saw
wasn't-
it.
it wasn't
good. I
hated.
don't need to see it again.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I would say
no.
below 2 stars for me is hate.
Yeah, again, just so incredibly disappointing.
Yeah.
Yes.
All right, so if after all this we've not convinced you to not
You
watch,
think anybody's caring and watching this one?
Right.
They're like
They all turned us
downsizing.
off.
Yeah, this
well,
one.
anyway,
Oh,
Downsizing is available on Hoopla or Canopy, which is a streaming service from your local library.
Blood is
All right.
fabulous.
Next week, we are going to watch one of the 50 movies in Amy's top 10,
Yes. Save Ferris.
Ferris Bueller's Day Off, which is available on Netflix.
And my DVD collection.
And my VHS collection.
And on my hard drive.
Oh, you're not supposed to tell them that.
Why can't I have a hard drive?
He said hard drive.
They have pills for that. I'm Frank Gaffney. Go watch a movie.
And also with you.
Not this one, just not this one.